Hey, welcome back outside to the 5 News patio for another edition of 5 Outdoors. Today's topic is all things waterfowl, ducks unlimited. It's banquet season, which is always that mile marker that you know you're getting close to duck season in Arkansas and Oklahoma when you start to have these DU banquets. Joined today by Logan Webster with Ducks Unlimited. Tell us a little bit about what you can expect at a banquet, how to get plugged in, and we'll just see where the conversation goes. Logan, welcome to 5 Outdoors.
Thank you for having me, Scott. At a banquet, you can expect lots of good food, lots of good friends, old and new, and some drinks, but do drink responsibly,
Sure.
bid responsibly.
Sure.
But when you get there, there will be plenty of people, volunteers. It's important to note that most of the people at those banquets are volunteers.
Yeah.
It's rare to have more than 1 or 2 people at a banquet that are actually paid employees by Ducks Unlimited. So look for the volunteers, ask them questions. They'll be happy to hold your hand and walk you through the event as much as you need to, introduce you to some people.
Sure.
But it's a good time. Silent auction, live music at the one coming up in Fayetteville,
Okay.
October 11th. Definitely come check that one out. We're excited to have 2 artists with us at
Now,
that.
these banquets, they're fun, they're annual events, they happen in our local communities, but they're not solely for the social aspect of things.
Certainly.
They serve a purpose. What
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah, the backdrop, and a rather large backdrop, is the 50 million acres of conservation that Ducks Unlimited has done for wetlands since 1937. And they're steadily increasing that number by at least 600,000 a year, year over year. So that is what it's all for. It's for the ducks, you'll hear many people say,
Yeah.
and that's why we're there.
Now, I think you said something earlier that struck me. Of course, we think of the wetlands conservation in aspect of waterfowl and habitat, and yes, that's important, right? That's the common denominator here. But there are so many other benefits, even right here amongst all the development in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, urban development, urban sprawl, concrete jungle effect. Inevitably, these take away from habitat in
Sure.
some way. An important habitat is wetlands. Wetlands not only are home to several species that we love to enjoy year-round, but it's also where water is regulated naturally by the ecosystem. It's where water is retained, it's where it trickles through the soil, it keeps it out of streets and that sort of thing. And when you take away that ecosystem, where does that water go? Well, that's when flooding is introduced.
Yep.
And it's something well beyond duck hunting and
Affects everybody.
Yeah, it affects everybody. So understanding the importance of those areas and how they impact us daily is pretty fascinating. I think wetlands, you look at just a field of water in some cases, it's so much more than that. And there's so much happening underneath the surface,
Yeah.
if you will.
So these banquets are fundraisers, right? You're going to buy a ticket to attend, but there's other opportunities. You mentioned the auction, which I feel like Ducks Unlimited banquets are just like notorious for some really cool auctions. Say more about that.
Yeah, so a live auction setting, which I grew up going to, like the cattle auctions and everything. So it's a lot of fun when you get into a bidding war. And
Oh, yeah.
at a certain point, it's less about what's being bid on and it's who's bidding on it and how they want to be perceived
Sure.
by others. But it's really fun when you get 2 brothers, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Just seeing who's going to back down. It's a big game of chicken for some.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So we've got a few banquets locally here coming up. Tell us a bit about where we can expect those.
Yes, absolutely. So I believe by the time this is published, unfortunately, the Bentonville chapter banquet would have passed. But the one following that, October 11th, is the Fayetteville, Northwest Arkansas chapter event. That's the one that I've been involved with most closely.
Okay.
Following that's the U of A's chapter, and then you have Altus and you have Van Buren following that. And I'll share those dates with you.
Fantastic. Now, is there one common place to get tickets, or can we just go to ducks.org and be pointed to the right direction?
Ducks.org and search for, events is right there at the top, and search for events near you. It's incredibly easy to navigate and mobile friendly as well.
So I know a lot of folks are watching this that may not actually be duck hunters, but they're birders, they're waterfowl enthusiasts, they're conservationists at heart. There's opportunities for those folks too. This is not an exclusive duck hunters club, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's all about the appreciation and conservation of it all. And there's mornings where I take my camera instead of my firearm to go enjoy nature and what we've been blessed with, especially here in Arkansas.
Yeah, no question about it. Say more about the DU's work in Arkansas. Of course, it's a worldwide organization. It's got Canada, United States, and Mexico, which is kind of cool. But there's a lot of really neat work happening here locally as well.
Yeah, so the green tree projects in eastern Arkansas, where farmland in some cases has taken away from wetlands, and merging those two back and finding a happy medium for the farmers, for the landowners, for the conservationists, and finding a best path forward. DU historically has been, in my opinion, now again, go to ducks.org for all the experts talking about the ins and outs of it, but just in my experience, anecdotally, Ducks Unlimited has always done a lot of physical work, building systems, building infrastructure to help water get where it needs to be and stuff. What I've seen as a volunteer and somebody that follows this world in the last couple of years is the scientific approach, and not looking at what can we do now, but what can we do now that will last,
right?
And what's the best policies that can be put in place, and just a full encompassing conversation and actions that are happening by Ducks Unlimited. And the Delta here in Arkansas, massive flyway. Mississippi is the biggest flyway for waterfowl. Going into those areas and looking at what needs to and can be done short and long term.
Sure.
The Delta, the rice fields, you'll see a lot of activity happening there. But the Mississippi River, even, there's a huge project that just got announced for the west bank of that.
Yep.
Those of us in Northwest Arkansas who love our cycling and running, there's some bike paths that are already built and some future plans for more over on that side of the Mississippi. And the Mississippi is, if you like history at all, just knowing the importance of the Mississippi River and what it brings to the state and what it has brought to the state of Arkansas over its history of statehood. As somebody who grew up in the outdoors, one of the most powerful moments that just totally blindsided me was up in Itasca Park in Minnesota, seeing what's considered the mouth of the Mississippi River. It's only 16 feet wide, but to stand there and think of everything that happens south of you there it's a pretty powerful moment. It got me choked up a little bit. Just seeing this small stream, inconsequential stream, and how it turns into something so powerful that helps feed people, gives these guys a place to live and go through their yearly migration. And it's a pretty powerful thing, especially when we take a step back and look at all of it.
And I think that appreciation for the natural resource in of itself is so much greater than the thrill of the hunt.
Yes.
Look, the hunt's great, and there's a lot of reasons duck hunters do what they do, but I think at the core of it, it's got to be the appreciation for that resource. Migration's so beautiful. I mean, the fact that these birds just know inherently where to go and when to do it is something really cool. And DU's work to preserve that is commendable. You mentioned some of the efforts in East Arkansas. Some of it's happening here locally. Last week here on the outdoor segment, we discussed the work being done at Frog Bayou down in Crawford County. Game of Fish, in partnership with DU, doing some incredible work rehabbing a really good piece of property, some moist soil units, a lot of acreage there. And that's going to open up a lot of opportunities that without DU's investment may not be there for West Arkansas hunters. And let's just face it, there's not a lot of opportunity to hunt waterfowl in West Arkansas.
Right.
There's some, and there's some good spots, but I think that's going to be an incredible thing. All right, you mentioned Memphis over there, East Arkansas. Tell me a little bit about the exhibit over in the Big Pyramid. Oh,
yeah. So duck hunting is incredibly interesting, and you'll find your niche within anything. Within duck hunting, duck calls and decoys are a world all to themselves.
The art of both is insane. It is an actual true art form to hand turn a call, to carve a decoy, not the old plastic things that we hunt with, right?
Yeah, and the amount of people I've seen double take to understanding that hand-carved wooden decoys have sold for tens of millions of dollars.
I know, right?
And personally, I have a hard time wrapping my head around that even, and I grew up hunting. It's really interesting in the South versus the North, the juxtaposition of the two. In the South, duck calls are more popular. The history and the culture of duck calls. Up North, it's all about decoys. The materials that duck hunters had access to for decoys in the South just weren't as good as what they had up north, and they just didn't stand the test of time. So those are two examples of niches in the world, in this culture. Another one's camouflage. And I told you when I got here today, I felt underdressed because the camouflage.
I would have thought you would have worn camouflage.
Camouflage is my world.
Next time.
That's my niche, and I've been lucky enough to host an exhibit with Ducks Unlimited, help provide them some goods, showing off the different camouflage patterns they've licensed going back to the 70s on display there at the Pyramid, and some other quirky Ducks Unlimited merch from over the years where somebody's mother-in-law got a little crazy with the embroidery machine and
there's a few out
took
there,
some
right?
liberties. But it's a fun exhibit. But past that, there's so much to be learned and so much to be enjoyed there.
Sure.
It's the Waterfowling Heritage Museum.
There really is so much heritage in it, and preserving it and honoring it is really cool. I know you've got some work in what you call retro camo. Well, I just think of all the times I grew up duck hunting with my grandpa, and he wore the oldest retro stuff, and at the time I thought that's so ugly. And here a few years later, I have so much appreciation for it and would pay a lot of money to have it.
Yeah. And it goes well beyond what the perceived appearance is, too. It's the story that all of it has to tell. And, there's so many people that have those stories to tell with the Ducks Unlimited banquets as the backdrop, or the work that DU's done to provide the habitat that they get to enjoy for generations to come. You said earlier, it's about understand or appreciating the migration. It's also about understanding it.
Yeah.
And that's something that you look at through a few different lenses, but that scientific approach, that educational approach, we've been blessed here in Northwest Arkansas with the new AGFC
the Nature Center, right?
Nature Center, and
it's beautiful.
Phenomenal resource for us to have up here in Northwest Arkansas, and that's another angle that Ducks Unlimited works in actively is education. You have the science; they're actively seeking the science, but taking that and packaging it in a way where people can better understand it.
And use it and put it to use as well. One of the scientists at DU, Dr. Mike Brazier, hosts one of the podcasts, right? The usefulness of what he teaches and preaches to some extent is fascinating to me for someone who might want to improve a piece of land for duck habitat, or just improve a piece of land in general.
Yeah.
And the science-backed approach to that is invaluable and wouldn't happen without the funds raised at these DU banquets. To tie it all back full circle, this is where it all starts, is at these local banquets.
Yeah, and the science of it, banding birds is a big thing. The jewelry that they wear. Yeah. I wish I had an example for you. I've personally never shot a banded duck.
I got a banded goose one time, and I was very disappointed to learn that it was banded down in Russellville. And I was like, well, that's not much of a story for that guy, but I'll take it.
An heirloom nonetheless.
That's right.
So when you kill that band, what happens?
Oh, it's a trophy.
It's a trophy.
And you show everyone, right?
Yeah. You submit that band number to a national database, and they send you back a certificate saying, here's the story that bird had to tell, and here's kind of, it's a little high touch, but like here's where that bird came from, how old it is, and how far you can tell how far it traveled from where it was banded to where you harvested it.
And those old school bands tell a lot, but these new GPS backpacks, literally, like we're putting tiny GPS backpacks on birds, and the science that's coming out of that is remarkable. You want to talk about a cold front moving birds, you can watch it happen in real time. Yeah.
And we have technology to thank for that. That's Dr. Osborne down in the University of Arkansas, Monticello, doing a lot of work there. So that's a very tangible, like physical aspect of understanding these birds, their behaviors. And but now Ducks Unlimited has turned the page and upped the ante with duck DNA.
That's right.
So last year was the first year that they did it. They're still considering themselves in pilot mode, but you can tell they're changing gears as fast as they can. Yep. They send out these field test kits where hunters can apply. They want a good
diverse
sample, so they're going across the nation with hunters, working with them. Citizen scientists, I think, is the term that Ducks Unlimited has been leaning into, where these hunters are collecting these samples, sending them back to the lab for Ducks Unlimited to do something that they wouldn't be able to do otherwise. I mean, an insurmountable task, but these duck hunters contributing the science and the data necessary to understand more about the birds on the molecular level.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so the DNA of the bird, understanding what the makeup of it is. There's a few trends, positive and negative, that they want to help understand but address too. If you are into social media drama, there's a weekend to be had just going online and seeing grown men argue about what duck they're looking at in the photograph.
Oh, man.
It
the
behooves
comment
me.
sections are fantastic.
But this levels that conversation completely. And also, I should note, even if you aren't one of those recipients of a field test kit, if you come across a unique looking bird, reach out to Ducks Unlimited, because there are special circumstances where they will send you a kit to understand exactly what's happening with one bird. This one that I brought today
At first glance, I thought it was a pintail. You corrected me.
It is a hybrid gadwall pintail, and you can fight me if you don't agree with me. No. But anyways, it's this bird, for example. I harvested this one before duck DNA was a thing, but I told you I've never shot a band. I don't think I would trade a lanyard full of bands for this beauty, and the chance to have it, and it hangs in my house, and the people that have appreciated over the years.
Sure.
It's hard for me to not get excited about that, and bringing it here today. Even.
Yeah, that's awesome. Duck DNA. I don't know if it's too late to sign up for this year or not. It's worth a shot.
I'm not sure. I couldn't speak to it, but ducks.org.